Today, we're going to crack open an ancient story that has some financial lessons so powerful, they're still changing lives thousands of years later. We're talking about Arkad, the richest man in ancient Babylon, and the surprisingly simple laws that built his massive fortune. So yeah, let's just dive right in.
It all starts with this one lie that so many of us tell ourselves. It's the lie that wealth is just, well, luck. We look at someone successful and we think, oh, they just got a lucky break, or, well, they must have had rich parents. And let's be honest, we say this because if it's all just luck, then our own financial struggles, not our fault, right?
But is it really? I mean, is that all there is to it? The story of Arkad just completely flips that idea on its head. It argues that building wealth isn't some game of chance. It's actually a system built on specific laws that anyone can learn. And Arkad's own journey is the proof.
So to really get these laws, we got to go back to the beginning. See, before Arkad was Arkad the richest man, he was just Arkad the scribe. And he made this one desperate bargain that pretty much changed his life forever.
So fast forward a few years. Arkad is now famously wealthy, and his old broke friends come to him and ask, How? How did you do it? And his answer was, well, blunt. He basically told them that wealth isn't fate. It's a skill. It's a set of rules that you either learn and follow, or you don't.
And he knew this because he started in the exact same boat as them. He was just a scribe, hunched over clay tablets all day until his back ached. He was making money, for sure, but he was spending all of it. Sound familiar? He was living paycheck to paycheck with absolutely nothing to show for all that hard work.
Then one day, this rich moneylender, a guy named Algamesh, needed a carving done, like yesterday. Arkad saw his chance and made this incredibly bold offer. He told him, I'll work all night, no breaks until it's done, but not for money. I'll do it for one thing, the secret to becoming rich. And Algamesh, probably a little amused by his guts, agreed. And what Arkad learned that night? Wow, it became the foundation for everything. This was the first and, honestly, the most important law of gold.
So after Arkad finished the job, Algamesh shared the secret. And it wasn't some complex investing strategy. No, it was a simple but truly profound shift in mindset. Think about it. We pay the landlord, we pay the baker, we pay everyone else, but we totally forget to pay ourselves.
So, what part is yours to keep? Algamesh gave him a simple, concrete rule. Save at least 1/10, 10% of every single thing you earn. And not after you pay your bills. Not if there's something left over at the end of the month. You save it first. Arkad tried it, and you know what? He was shocked to find he could live perfectly fine on the other 90%. He barely noticed it was gone.
Then Algamesh explained what to do with that money. It's not supposed to just sit there. He told Arkad to imagine every single coin as a little worker, a slave for him. And the interest it earns, those are its children. And those children can also go out and work for you, and on, until you have an entire army earning you money. This is literally the ancient version of compound interest.
But just knowing that first law, well, it wasn't enough. Arkad was about to find out that protecting your money is just as important as saving it. And yeah, he was going to learn that lesson the hard way, through some really costly mistakes.
So about a year later, Algamesh comes back and asks Arkad what he'd done with his savings. Arkad, super proud, explains that he gave all his money to a brickmaker who was traveling overseas to buy rare jewels. The plan was they'd sell them for a huge profit and split it.
Algamesh just lost it. His point was so sharp and, honestly, timeless. Why on earth would you trust a brickmaker's knowledge about jewels? I mean, it's common sense, right? You wouldn't go to a baker to ask about the stars. And of course, the brickmaker got scammed, bought a bunch of worthless glass, and Arkad's entire year of savings, poof, gone.
But Arkad didn't give up. He started over, saving his 10% again. This time, he was smarter. He invested with a shield maker and started earning a little bit of income from it. But then he made his second mistake. He took all that new profit and spent it on fancy feasts, expensive honey cakes, and a new robe. And when Algamesh heard this, he just laughed at him. Arkad was falling into the classic trap of what we now call lifestyle creep. The lesson here is so crucial. You can't just spend your investment income, the children of your savings. No, you have to put them back to work so they can have children of their own. You build the army first, and then you get to enjoy the banquet. So, after getting burned twice and learning from those failures, Arkad finally started to get it. He began to master the system. He understood that building wealth isn't just one rule.
It's a combination of these core principles working together. So, his path to success was finally crystal clear. He consistently paid himself first, no matter what. He guarded his treasure by only taking financial advice from people who actually knew what they were talking about. And he put his money and all the money it earned back to work, relentlessly.
But you might be wondering, how did he stick with it, especially after losing everything the first time? Well, Arkad explained that it wasn't about having some kind of superhuman strength. He had a really specific idea of willpower. It's just the discipline to keep the promises you make to yourself. That's it.
And his method for building this discipline is pure atomic habits, just thousands of years early. He started with these tiny, almost silly promises to himself, like, I will throw one pebble into the river every single day. The task itself didn't matter. What mattered was the consistency. And get this, if he missed a day, he wouldn't just throw two the next day. No, he would force himself to go back and do it. By honoring these tiny commitments, he built the mental muscle to honor the big ones, like saving his money no matter what.
So, what does this ancient story really mean for you and me right now? It basically gives us a clear, timeless blueprint for building our own financial foundation.
So here they are, the 3 laws that made Arkad the richest man in Babylon. First, pay yourself at least 10% of everything you earn. Start that purse fattening. Second, guard your money from loss by only taking advice from genuine experts. And third, make your gold multiply. Reinvest your earnings and let the magic of compounding do its work. Look, the wisdom here is incredibly simple. But we all know simple doesn't mean easy. Arkad's story gives us the what and the why. So the only question left is for you. You have the knowledge now. The real test is, do you have the will to actually use it?